All right, you guys should see the screen. Haven't done a live on YouTube here in a while, so bear with me. But going through missed call text back automation and how you can set it up. What are some of the settings, some things to think about when you're sending out automated text, some of the laws and different concerns you might need to think about, and how to multi-step it so that you have more than one missed call text back going out. So most systems in the settings, such as GoHighLevel, there is an area where you can type up a message that gets sent out for every missed call. Only issue with that and doing it that way is if they call back 2, 3, 4 times and hang up and it's missed call, they're going to get the same text message every single time. And therefore, it's obvious that it's an automated text going out. So how can we make it more randomized, maybe some different wait steps, things of that nature, so that it is more human-like of an interaction? If they respond back to the text, comes right back into the system. Today, specifically going to go and show what that looks like inside of one of our high-level setups. We can do this in our Podio setups as well. If you're looking for an automated CRM for a small business, if you go over to Patriot Business Systems with an S.com and check that out, you can always schedule a call there with the 15-minute calendar links or the chat feature. If you're a real estate investor looking for a Podio setup, we have reiautomationsquad.com. Same thing, chat feature and a 15-minute call on the calendar over there. So take a look at those if it makes sense for us to work together and provide one of those setups that we already have pre-built. Or maybe you already have your own Podio or your own GoHighLevel and you're looking for some custom automations and custom setups. Reach out to us. We can chat on what that might look like, see if it makes sense to build something together, and then provide that. So without further ado, I'm going to pull up GoHighLevel. Regular contact card. This is what it looks like. Obviously, automations here on the left menu is where you would go to build this stuff out. You're going to start a from scratch automation rather than a recipe. And then I'll show you the steps and the triggers here in a second on that. But essentially, we're going to be adding tags to the contact card. So missed call 1, 2, 3, etc. Will fire off these automations. That's things that it's going to look at to determine if it should fire the automation or not. Some things that you need to make this happen. You need to have a GoHighLevel account. If you don't already have one, take a look at the description. You can sign up for a 14-day free trial with the referral link that we have. If you already have a setup, then obviously just follow along with what we've got here. If you're looking for a pre-built setup or a snapshot, take a look at what we've got, reach out to us, schedule a call, let's talk. If you're working through this stuff and you wind up having questions on how to set it up, you can shoot us a text, 262-300-2882, and you're going to be able to shoot us a text with those questions. We will respond with a video and create some content around it. And reply back and let you know that we've created a video response for you. Obviously helps us build out the content for the channels and gets you an answer. So take a look at that. With that said, you need to have A2P approval already done. So if you haven't already done that, you're going to have to work through that process, whether you use Twilio or Lead Connector or any of the other phone systems that are out there if you're maybe not on GoHighLevel. But that needs to be approved so that text messages can go out first. If you're looking for help, that's something that we do offer help on, A2P approval. So again, reach out to us, schedule a call, let's chat. But once you have that stuff set up and approved, then you can set up an automation like this. Some things to think about is the trigger is really what is going to make it happen. We've got some filtering with the conditional logic here, but when an inbound call happens and it is a no answer, we are going to look at this to see if it should fire. These are the different current phone statuses, call statuses, but this is the one that really makes the most sense. This is someone calling in, hanging up before they get a voicemail, and it's not us clicking canceled or anything like that. So you wouldn't want to necessarily do it to completed call because you've already talked to them, and if they left a voicemail, maybe you do it, maybe you don't. But those are the only two that might make sense with us, is the no answer and voicemail. Conditional logic, you're going to look and see, does it have a tag already of missed call 1, 2, or 3? If it does not, it's going to go down silo number 1, which is what it's saying here. If it's already got missed call 1 added to it, it's going to go down silo 2. and missed call 2 is already added silo 3. And so if we look at this saying, hey, missed call 1 is going to get added. If it doesn't already have a tag, we're going to wait 30 seconds, and then we're going to send a text message out. Obviously, you can change this to whatever you want. This is what it looks like. These are the steps and actions to make it happen. If they call back in, it's going to then remove missed call 1 tag. It's going to add 2, and then it's going to go ahead and fire this off. Now, based on the conditional logic that we said, it said, hey, if it has missed call 2 tag, fire this off. So it'll have that. It'll send the text. And then after it fires the text, if they call again, we're doing the same thing. Remove tag 2, add tag 3, wait 30 seconds, send out a text, and then final is remove tag 3. So essentially what's going to happen here is after missed call 3, it'll wind up going back through silo 1. Obviously, if you don't want it to restart and have it sending text 1 again, you could certainly add steps 4, 5, 6, keep going if you wanted to here. But it's going to restart at some point, right? So it just depends on how many phone calls, missed calls before you want that to happen. 3 is kind of a starting point. You know, I would probably think somewhere around 6 to 8 is probably the max that I would personally go. But you could certainly do more than that if you wanted to. With that said, you know, once you're getting these missed call text backs going out, some things to think about. You should only be sending these texts if you've had prior consent from this lead, this contact, to be texting them. If you're sending out texts without the prior consent, you're going to find yourself potentially in trouble with sending text messages to people that have not opted in. And if Twilio, Lead Connector, or other phone systems find that to be the case, and you're not having them opt out or giving them a way to opt out, or you have too many opt-outs, they may suspend or cancel your account. So keep that stuff in mind. If you're sending this text message stuff out to people, they should have already consented to receive text messages to you. There's obviously some different ways you could filter that based on marketing channels, where they're coming from, things of that nature, to ensure that they have consent before you're sending these text messages out. The other thing on settings is you can control specific time zones and time windows and when this stuff goes out. So if somebody calls at 11 p.m., 2 a.m., just because they're maybe a third shift or whatever, do you want to be sending those text messages out? I would tell you probably not, but that's a personal business decision, and you can control whether or not those things get sent out or not during certain time windows. Okay. So with that, if they respond or you get a text message that comes in, you know, those are some of the things where you're, with another video, we'll do some, hey, if you receive an inbound text, how do I get a task? How do I send maybe a Slack message to a channel? How do I send myself a text message to let me know that I just received a text from a client or lead, and I should probably respond as soon as possible? They think they're texting with a cell phone, so we need to be able to engage and talk back and forth. So those are some things to kind of think about as you're setting this stuff up. Make sure you're compliant, make sure you have consent. Think about times when you're sending stuff out. If you have questions while you're setting it up, shoot us a text, 262-300-2882. We'll answer questions through that with a video response. If you want to schedule a call and talk to us, Patriot Business Systems with an S.com. The chat bubble will have the ability to either chat with us or schedule a 15-minute call. We can talk through what you're looking to do, what some of the issues are that you're trying to work through. Free 15-minute call. So there's no requirement there. Obviously, we're not there to take multiple or unlimited 15-minute calls, but if you're wanting to jump on a call and talk, we can see if it makes sense to work together. Go ahead and head over there, or if you're a real estate investor looking for a Podio-based system, reiautomationsquad.com. Same thing, chat bubble over the appointment calendar. Schedule time, let's talk and figure out how we can help you out. All right, guys, take care.